Hello, my darlings. Today I want to take you on a journey that began long before my feet ever left the ground. It started as a whisper in my heart, a longing that grew every time I gazed at the distant, snow-dusted peaks of the Alps. There's something about these mountains, their ancient silent majesty, that stirs the soul and awakens a sense of adventure deep within. The Alps have always called to me, a promise of adventure, a dream to see their snowy crowns from above. I remember standing in the valleys, craning my neck to catch a glimpse of the highest summits, imagining what it would feel like to soar above them, to see the world from the perspective of an eagle. For years I watched them from below, my heart fluttering every time I saw a colorful wing drifting high above the ridges. The idea of paragliding over those peaks became irresistible, a dream that grew stronger with every passing season, until it was no longer just a wish, but a calling I could not ignore. I would lie awake at night, picturing myself running toward the edge, feeling the wind catch beneath the wing, and suddenly, the earth falling away as I lifted into the sky. The anticipation was both thrilling and terrifying, but I knew I had to answer that call. On the morning of my flight, excitement and nerves danced in my chest as I rode the cable car higher, the air growing crisp and pine-scented. The world below shrank with every passing moment, and the mountains seemed to draw closer, their snowy faces glowing in the early light. My instructor, Jean-Pierre, greeted me with a glacier-melting smile, and spoke of the wind as if it were an old friend. He had a calm confidence that made me feel safe, even as my heart pounded with anticipation. He unfurled the paraglider, a brilliant red and yellow wing, assuring me of its strength. The fabric shimmered in the morning sun, promising both safety and freedom. I ran my hands over the lines, feeling the connection between myself and the sky I was about to enter. Standing on the edge, the world hushed, only cowbells and the wind in the grass. The meadow was alive with the gentle sounds of morning, but in that moment everything felt suspended, as if the mountains themselves were holding their breath. I filled my lungs with mountain air, gazing at the jagged horizon. The view was breathtaking, a tapestry of peaks and valleys stretching as far as the eye could see. I felt small, yet somehow more alive than ever before. This was more than an activity. It was answering a wild call. It was about stepping beyond the boundaries of comfort, embracing the unknown, and trusting in the magic of the moment. The mountains seemed to whisper encouragement, their silent strength lending me courage. The mountains seemed to wait for me, patient and eternal, as if they had been expecting this moment all along. I could feel their energy, ancient and powerful, urging me forward. It was time to turn a dream into reality, to trust the air and leap. My heart hammered in my chest, but I knew that this was the moment I had been waiting for, when hope, courage and wonder would carry me into the sky. It was time to fly. With one last deep breath, I stepped forward, ready to embrace the adventure that awaited me above the clouds. Jean-Pierre's calm voice steadied me, his words cutting through the nervous chatter in my mind. The world around us was alive with the sounds of the mountain, distant cowbells, the whisper of wind through the grass, and the occasional laughter of other adventurers preparing for their own flights. I could feel my heart thumping in my chest, a mix of anticipation and fear swirling inside me. As he clipped me into the harness, his hands were steady and sure, moving with the confidence of someone who had done this 1,000 times before. The straps tightened around my shoulders and waist, cocooning me in a sense of safety I hadn't expected. When I say run, Joanna, we run with all our hearts. Don't stop, don't hesitate, just run towards the sky. His words were both a command and an invitation, a call to leave behind the familiar and trust in the unknown. The words felt like a challenge and a promise. I looked at the slope ahead, the edge where earth met sky, and wondered if I could really do it. My breath came in shallow bursts, excitement and anxiety mingling in every inhale. My heart pounded as he watched the wind, waiting for the perfect moment. The windsock fluttered, and I realized how much depended on these invisible currents, how they could lift us or hold us back. "Now, Joanna, run, run, run," he shouted, his voice suddenly urgent and full of energy. The world seemed to narrow to a single point. The command, the slope, the sky. I ran, legs pumping, eyes fixed on the endless blue above. Each step felt heavier and lighter at the same time, as if gravity itself was deciding whether to hold me back or let me go. Suddenly, the ground vanished beneath my feet, no jolt, just a gentle lift, as if the earth had simply let me go. For a split second I was suspended between two worlds, not quite running, not quite flying. The sky scooped us up and we were airborne. The sensation was unlike anything I'd ever felt. Weightless, free, and impossibly alive. The paraglider caught the updraft and we soared effortlessly, the wind carrying us higher and higher. The world below shrank, the mountains unfolding in every direction, their peaks dusted with snow, even in summer. I gasped, half surprise, half pure joy. The rush of air, the dizzying height, the realization that I was truly flying, it all hit me at once, and I couldn't help but laugh out loud. We were flying, truly flying. The silence up here was profound, broken only by the wind and our own exhilarated voices. I felt small and infinite at the same time. That first liftoff was a leap of faith rewarded. All the fear, all the hesitation melted away in the face of this impossible freedom. All worries melted away as we left gravity behind. The world below was a patchwork of green and stone, and up here, nothing else mattered but the wind and the sky. The Alps welcomed us into their breathless heights, and for a few precious moments, I felt as if I belonged to the clouds themselves, running not away from fear but straight into wonder. Drifting in the air, the view unfolded, a tapestry of vivid greens, velvet valleys and storybook chalets. Winding roads and sparkling rivers traced the land below, peaceful and miniature from above. The Alps stretched in every direction, their slopes cloaked in pine, their crowns dazzling with snow. Some peaks were jagged, others gentle, all impossibly grand. Clouds drifted beneath us, casting shadows on turquoise lakes and hidden glaciers. Every turn revealed a new wonder, nature's grandest theater, and we had the best seats. Paragliding here isn't just about flight, it's about sharing the stage with legends. Amongst these mountains, you're not just high up, you're part of their ancient kingdom. It's an intimate audience with grandeur. Suspended between earth and sky, I felt a surge of emotions unlike anything I'd ever experienced. The world below seemed impossibly distant, the ground a patchwork of green valleys and jagged stone, while above, the sky stretched endlessly, a canvas of shifting clouds and golden sunlight. In that suspended moment, time itself seemed to slow, and I became acutely aware of every sensation, the cool rush of air against my face, the gentle sway of the harness, the subtle creak of the lines holding me aloft. There was a flicker of fear, a primal awareness of the vast drop beneath me, a reminder of how small and fragile I truly am in the face of nature's grandeur. My heart pounded, adrenaline surging as I peered down at the dizzying depths, the valley floor lost in shadow and mist. But then, almost as quickly, awe swept in. The fear was replaced by wonder. The sheer beauty of the Alps, their snow-capped peaks glowing in the soft light, was so overwhelming it pushed every worry aside. I felt humbled, grateful to witness such majesty from a vantage point few ever know. Freedom blossomed in my chest. We glided, turned and circled, following the wind's invisible paths as if we were part of the sky itself. Each movement felt effortless, guided by the currents and the subtle shifts in air, as if nature herself was carrying us along on a secret journey. It was the closest I've ever come to feeling like a bird, weightless, unbound, and utterly free. The sensation of floating high above the world with nothing but air beneath my feet was both exhilarating and deeply peaceful. All burdens melted away, replaced by a profound sense of lightness and liberation. The worries and stresses of daily life seemed to dissolve in the thin mountain air, leaving only a pure, unfiltered sense of being alive. Peace settled in. The world below faded into a gentle hush, the noise and chaos of everyday existence replaced by a tranquil silence that felt almost sacred. Up here above the clouds I found a rare kind of stillness. Only the wind's whisper and my own breath remained, a quiet symphony that underscored the vastness around me. Every inhale felt crisp and pure, every exhale a release of tension I hadn't realized I was holding. In that quiet, I found space to simply be. There was no need to rush, no pressure to perform, just the simple, profound act of existing in this extraordinary place, suspended between heaven and earth. Joy bubbled up from deep within me, pure, childlike delight that made me want to shout and laugh with abandon. The thrill of flight, the beauty of the mountains, and the sense of adventure all combined into a feeling of uncontainable happiness. I laughed aloud, exhilarated by the fun and beauty, my voice echoing across the open sky. In that moment, I felt connected not just to the landscape, but to everyone who has ever dreamed of flying. Adventure, I realized, has no age limit. Wonder is our greatest gift. Whether young or old, the mountains welcome all who seek their magic, and the sky offers its embrace to anyone willing to take the leap. In that moment, high above the world, I was exactly where I was meant to be, free, alive, and filled with gratitude for the gift of flight. Paragliding is a feast for the senses. The forest below looked like deep green carpets, the mountains a mosaic of silver and slate, snow sparkling like diamonds. The world was silent, no cars, no voices, just the rhythmic whoosh of air over the canopy. Occasionally, a distant cowbell or Jean-Pierre's calm voice broke the hush. The harness felt secure, the air cool and fresh on my face. Thermals lifted us gently like invisible elevators. Sunlight warmed my skin, but shadows brought a sudden chill, a reminder of the wildness around us. Every sense was alive, painting a memory I'll never forget. I felt truly connected to the rhythm of the Alps. The experience was vivid, complete, and unforgettable. Amidst the grandeur, it was the small moments that touched me most. We soared close to a snowy ridge, ice crystals sparkling like tiny works of art. I reached out, feeling the cold air, a silent greeting to ancient ice. Below, hikers appeared as colorful dots. I waved, sharing a moment of adventure. Jean-Pierre circled us over a herd of chamois, wild and free on rocky outcrops. These glimpses of life, hikers, wildlife, smoke curling from a chalet, grounded the experience. They reminded me we're guests in this vast wilderness. The little details made the adventure personal and meaningful. It's not just about the big picture, but the beautiful, tiny moments. I thought I was brave, but this flight taught me a new kind of courage, the courage to leap. Standing on the mountainside, I chose to trust, to run, to let go. That single act unlocked unparalleled joy and beauty. Floating in silence, I realized how often fear holds us back. From above, worries seem small and insignificant. The barriers we perceive are often self-made. This flight gave me a renewed sense of capability and quiet confidence. Adventure isn't just about seeing new places, it's about pushing your boundaries. The Alps recalibrated my sense of what's possible. My darlings, if you take one thing from my story, let it be this: seek your own adventure. It doesn't have to be paragliding, just something that feels a little brave. The size of the adventure doesn't matter, the spirit does. Say yes to new experiences. Our souls need moments of wonder and awe. These are the stories you'll cherish, the memories that color your life. Fear will whisper doubts, but courage is feeling the fear and doing it anyway. The joy and confidence on the other side are worth it. Be brave, take that first step. You are more capable than you know. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. Go on, have an adventure. You deserve it. Sharing this journey with you gives my travels deeper meaning. The world is a beautiful book. Let's keep turning its pages together. If my story brought you joy or inspiration, I'd love for you to join me on future adventures. We're a community of explorers, connected by curiosity and wonder. Your encouragement lifts me higher, inspiring new journeys to share. Thank you for letting me share this piece of my heart. Until the next adventure, keep your spirits high and your hearts open.